This is Twit.
Now, this is an interesting story about Findery. The Findery app just launched their iPhone app, and I had a chance to interview Katarina Fake just a few days ago for another project I was working on, and I talked to her a bit about Findery, and I hadn't used the product before, and I went onto the website because before they had an app, they basically just relied on the website, and it's a neat idea, you know, the whole concept that people are able to leave notes at different locations, so if you're traveling, you can get these really in-depth notes of maybe the history of a certain location or someone's personal story or experience. And the more I dive into Findery, the more I really like it. And we know that Katarina has a couple of great hits under her belt from Flickr and Hunch, of course. So I think this one, it seems to be growing kind of slowly and organically as well. So good luck to them as they launch their app for the first time.
Yeah, in fact, I downloaded it this morning, and I had kind of forgotten about Findery. It used to be called Pinwheel, I believe.
Yes, of course.
And yeah, they had a web presence for a couple of years, but no app. So I'm going ahead and saying, all right, you can leave notes in places around the world and gather notes into note maps. I would love to get started. Yes, find my current location. All right, I'm in Petaluma. It's kind of got a nice little 61 Fahrenheit here, so it knows where I am. And now, all right, well, what do I want to do? How about some places to shop here? And I'm looking at an area that, I don't know where this is actually. I guess this, well, that's definitely not in Petaluma. I don't know where that is. Oh, I see. I'm just kind of I'm in an explore. I'm in an explore section. I'm just, I'm discovering other places here. So this is kind of neat. So I guess, you know, in a way, Amber, it's not so different than something like Trippy, where it's all about the idea that you're going to go to a new place and you want some good advice, good tips, good photos from people who have been there before, who have left little breadcrumbs for you. And in a way, that's not so different than Foursquare either, but this app certainly looks different than anything I've seen before. Oh, libraries for library lovers, that's kind of fun. So if I go ahead and say, yeah, I like this subject, I would like to follow the subject. Now, let's do it later, I can follow the notes that have been left worldwide on a variety of libraries. Ooh, that's very cool. Hey, I was just in Florida. I wish I knew about the library in Sebastian, where my friend here apparently has been working since 1991 and has some good tips about it.
Yeah, they're all, I mean, these are different type of tips, right? I mean, it's a very personal experience, I find, on Findery. It's one of those things where I think you would almost follow your own community of people on Findery, and you would find stuff that you may not see on Yelp, you may not see on some other websites out there. So it just seems to be a different type of content, and that's where I think it gets kind of interesting. I looked up Austin, Texas, just for fun, and I found one individual who was writing stories about a particular park and the history of that park, and going into great detail about the houses around that park. So I think we're not going to find that information anywhere else. You know, you're not going to go on Wikipedia and get such in-depth information about a tiny little local park somewhere, but an individual who lives there, of course, is able to share that. So it seems very personal, and that's where I think it has a bit of an edge on some of the other tools out there. But the biggest issue I think they have right now is just the number of members and community users who are on board and who are using it on a regular basis. But I think the app should help a lot with that, because there's not as much content as there could be. But based on what Katarina had said in her interview, she loves to grow communities, and she said slowly and organically. Like, she's never in a rush to grow them, and which is why they waited to come out with the app. Yeah. So it'll be fun to watch this one really expand.
I'm just looking at the Findery Twit Cottage entry, which was left by somebody who doesn't work here, Nantel. And this is neat. Yeah, you know, there's information. It looks like it's all accurate. And I guess you're right, Amber. There's more to it than just, oh, I'm going on a trip. You know, what are the fun things that I can see when I'm on this trip? But more the backstory behind a library or a park or or a road. And of course, then I can create my own. And that's the best part, because I don't know, I'm full of useless information about little places that I would love to share with other people. And I've got to spend a little bit more time with it, because again, it just came out and I'm looking at it for the first time, but it's very nice. And it's free too, so. And it is just on iOS, I know, for now, but I believe that the company said that they're working on other platforms as well.